Hello everyone. In this video, we will talk about futures contracts on ByBit, how to trade them, as simple as possible for beginners. First of all, let's understand what these futures contracts are. These are contracts whose value is tied to the value of the underlying asset. That is, a Bitcoin-USDT futures contract will be linked to Bitcoin. When you buy or sell a futures contract, you will not own the underlying crypto asset, meaning you will not be buying Bitcoin per se. Instead, you will have an agreement with an exchange to buy or sell at that price at some point in time, on some date. So you, for example, bought a futures contract for Bitcoin USDT for $20,000. Then a month later, Bitcoin went up to $40,000. And with that contract, you can still buy it at that old price. But in reality, it's a much faster trade. Typically, futures contracts trade 3, 5, 10 days. So there's no such thing as you buy and wait and wait and wait and wait, and they somehow get realized. You just sell them to other people usually. For a trader on the interface, it all feels exactly the same as it does on a normal trade. What's the first thing that's both attractive and repulsive about? In futures trading, often the biggest such feature is the huge leverage. That is, for example, on the pair Bitcoin USDT, you can use as much as 100th leverage. What is leverage? It is a multiplier. Let's say he's trading at $5. Leveraging 100 will be trading at 500. So in this way, if we bought Bitcoin in a long and the price went up, we will get 100 times more money. But in the case where we bought Bitcoin long and the price went down, it literally takes a 3 to 4% drop and our position is liquidated. Essentially, when we leverage and buy, all that over is the money that we are borrowing from the exchange. And so they don't lose, so they don't owe and really owe money. It just liquidates the position and takes all the money for itself, and we're left with zero on the balance sheet. There are two types of margin. Margin is just this leveraged money. There are cross-margin and isolated margin. Cross-margin allows you to have the same margin on all deals. That is, let's say you have $5,000 on your trading account and you buy Bitcoin with a small margin, something else with a small margin, and in some currency, everything goes in the plus. That is, you earn money, and in some, on the contrary, you are approaching slowly to liquidation marks. Thus, with cross-margin, the margin where you are doing well, it will cover the margin where you are approaching the marks close to liquidation. But at the same time, if any of them happens, you will lose, it turns out, all at once. And then, there's isolated margin, it turns out. On it will be in each particular currency a separate margin. That is, separately for Bitcoin, but separately somewhere else. I personally prefer to use isolated margin, and I advise you to do the same. So, how, respectively, transactions are concluded. Just like in the regular spot market, there are three types of orders. These are limit, market, and take profit stop loss. And TPSL can be used right here. You tick take profit stop loss. Let's say we want to buy 1 Bitcoin in the long position. We can immediately check the box, and thus immediately when buying, we can set a sell value, taking into account how much we want to earn or how much we are afraid to lose. That is, let's say you can put some specific values, you can put percentages, let's say, plus 5%, minus 5%. Thus, if the price grows to 144,012, we will get plus 5% of our sum, and if the price grows to minus 5%, we will get these values. It turns out, if it falls to 43,068, we will lose 5% of our amount, and that's it. If you want to use large credit keys, even let's say already more than 5, then be sure to always, when you create your order, put it together with take profit stop loss. In this way, you will not lose money. And in general, if you want to trade for not very long distances, it is better to fix the profit at once and then open a new position. Because if you want to buy something for a long period of time, it is better to buy just on a 100-year trade. Even there, you can use the same margin if you want a larger volume. Because here, you will pay a small percentage, it is written here, which will be written for the fact that you have a deal hanging for a long time. The percentage is quite small, actually, but if you open a deal for $50,000 and it hangs for a month, you will really feel it. So, accordingly, you set some values, plus or minus 5%, You agree, you have a value, so the stop-loss profit is fixed here. And that's it. You click buy long. Thus, you buy long, and immediately you create an order with all this value, and immediately you have a position to buy, sell, and so on. You can do the same in sell short. How does it work? It works in what? In what case? If you want, you believe that crypto will fall, you want to capitalize on its fall. It's this second feature, very important. It's the leverage that attracts people. It's the ability to trade this way. You can also do it on the usual continuous trading, but there it is, a little bit so wise. Because you have to sell in the margin, you will have a minus on your balance. Then you have to buy the most manual cryptocurrency and pay off the debt. And here it is done literally in one click. That is, you buy in the short the same set plus or minus 5%, let's say. And in this case, you will make money if the crypto falls and lose money if it grows. Accordingly, you set all the values, the same thing, click sell short, so you have the same thing, the order is executed, and positions appear. Or rather, the order sell is not executed, because it is a limit order. It will be executed when these values, which are set, reach a specific price value. A specific price value. If you want the deal to be executed instantly, we use the market. That is, just enter the amount of Bitcoin or the amount of USDT that we want to buy. The transaction will be completed instantly. If you are trading small amounts, it is better to use market orders. If you are trading small amounts, it is better to use market orders. If you trade large amounts, it is better to use limit orders, because limit orders, they are considered as maker trades. That is, you create the market and not take orders from there, from this order book. So the commission for transactions, if you use maker trades, it is less, and accordingly, if the amount is large, it will be more felt. I have explained to you how to do it, how to use it. Now the general advice, never use big leverage. 5. That's the highest maximum. If you are just a beginner, if you trade without them at all, you don't need it yet. There is always a risk of making a mistake, of doing something wrong somewhere and losing. So first of all, always put isolated margin. Secondly, put leverage. You don't use it at all. Put a maximum of 3. If you just want to understand how it works, and make sure to put take profit, stop loss, because the volatility is huge. Yes, in Bitcoin, there can be a candle down. Like these, yes. When it just went down very sharply, and without take profit, stop loss, it can just in one candle there within, I don't know, 5 minutes, let's say, a candle. Yes. You see, for example, at this point, a huge amount of liquidation happened, I'm sure, and people lost their money, and if you have a stop loss value, you won't lose too much, you won't catch liquidation, and then on your next trade, you will be able to recoup everything there, to get in the plus. That's basically all. It was a brief excursion to you in futures trading on the crypto exchange ByBit. If you have any questions, write about them in the comments. I will try to answer them all and see you in the new videos. Bye.